Hello and welcome to GuyLogicGaming. My name is Temco and this is a sale gems for the Steam Summer Sale of 2017 running between June 22nd and July 5th, where Steam has hundreds and hundreds upon deals for games being discounted an enormous amount. On screen right now, you're gonna have a Steam page which is not logged in, and I'm gonna go through a couple of games where I feel that are worth your time and effort on this Steam sale. This is by no means a comprehensive list of all the various hundreds and hundreds of deals on Steam, but these are a couple of the deals we found to be worth your while, because as it stands, this summer Steam sale is not really that great in my opinion. The deals aren't that fantastic and the prices aren't that amazing either. For the most part, there are a couple of gems here and there, and those I'm gonna share with you. So first up, the very first game we see here is going to be Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition. Now this is technically a bundle, and they've done a little bit of a cheeky thing here. For €4 or a regional equivalent at 80% discounted, this is the Game of the Year Edition. Now that said, the regular Shadow of Mordor game isn't available anymore. You can't purchase this game separately. But the Middle-earth Game of the Year Edition is available for $10 or your regional equivalent. That one's not discounted. But the combined Game of the Year Edition and regular Game of the Year Edition mixed thing is €20 or your regional equivalent, and that one's discounted 80%. Now this is obviously a bit cheeky, but the bottom line still stands that for €4 you can have this fantastic game for your enjoyment. Now Shadow of Mordor is a open-world Arkham-style combat RPG set in the Lord of the Rings universe way back in the olden days, where you run around, kill orcs, recruit them to your cause, and then use them to kill other orcs. And if you die to an orc, they remember that, they level up, and you go around figuring out what the hell is going on and doing a bunch of stuff. It's a fantastic action RPG that deserves your attention. And with the sequel for Shadow of Mordor coming in later this year, this might just be the time to pick up this title and check it out. Moving swiftly on, we head to Doom. Now, Doom is an amazing game, nobody's gonna dispute that in any real way. And the reason why it's on the sale even at 50% is because the regular price already isn't extremely high. The game currently retails for €30 or a regional equivalent, which is much lower than many of these games coming in at €60 still several years after their release. And for a 50% discount, that brings you down to €15, which is a very solid price for a game where you can have a ton of fun in. Now Doom is a FPS in the old school style. Run, gun, jump, shoot, smash, face bunch, and crack into the skulls of your opponents in hyper-tension, hyper-brutalistic combat interaction. Doom is a throwback to your olden day shooters, and it's worth every single penny. A fantastic FPS that you can enjoy and enjoy on. Then we come to Bioshock, or the Bioshock Collection. Now again, this is a package that would separately, according to this listing, cost you €60, but at a 75% discount comes down to €15. Now if you've never played the Bioshock titles, you might want to take a look at this specific bundle, because the separate games are available separately. The Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2 Remastered editions, as well as the DLC editions for all these games, are available for €5, €6, €7 separately. And if you play Bioshock 1 and you just need Bioshock 3, then by all means buy it separately. If you've never played a Bioshock game, this might be a good moment to sit down, take a look at it, and grab this collection, because it holds most of the content you might want for Bioshock in a single package, and it is priced extremely well. At €15, you can have all the combined games of the Bioshock series that even the regular Bioshock Infinite tops including on this sale regularly. So that is a very solid deal. If you don't know what Bioshock is, I want to crawl with you under that rock. It's a action shooter game with a solid story, a amazing set of aesthetics, and a deep, rich world that brings you in, pulls you together, and has you use that revolving door of revolvers to smash face with enemies and shoot lightning from your hands using drug-induced comatose power-ups. It's a fantastic FPS, a fantastic action game, and it deserves your attention. And whether or not you have played the previous titles, this collection bunch may just be your ticket to get these games cheap for a fantastic gaming experience. Then thirdly, we have Portal 2. Now you're probably wondering, why the hell Portal 2? And I was tempted to add Portal 1 to this as well, but for under $1, just go ahead and buy that. Even if you don't like it, just buy it. For $1, you can give it away to somebody and they'll be happy for a few hours. But Portal 2 has a little bit more replay value, and it has a multiplayer mode, and has a bunch of other stuff going for it as well that the original did not have. Now, I'm not going to dispute which one is the better game or not. They're both fantastic titles, both Portal and its sequel Portal 2. But for a 90% discount, bring you down to $2, there's no reason not to pick this game up if you think you might like the physics, movement-based, and mind-breaking puzzlers. It's a fantastic experience. One funny thing here though is just don't buy the 2-pack on accident, just buy 2 separate Portal 2 experiences because the 2-pack is not discounted for some strange and weird reason. No idea why, but such is the case. Portal 2, go ahead and pick that up. Then we have South Park The Stick of Truth. So South Park The Stick of Truth came out a couple of years ago, and quickly after that its sequel was announced in a completely separate South Park game. But for some reason here and there, the sequel to South Park The Stick of Truth has been pushed back time and time again until much later this year. So in the meantime, you can take a look at South Park The Stick of Truth, a 2D RPG experience. And the most important thing to take note of South Park The Stick of Truth is that it feels like South Park. It feels both in terms of visuals, as well as in terms of animation quality, as well as in terms of writing, voice acting, storytelling, visual expose. This could be an episode of the show, and if you enjoy that sort of thing, this is a fantastic RPG experience with unicorn attacks and weird stuff coming in out from the rainbows. An excellent addition to any player's library. At 75% discounted, it is especially great if you already enjoy the show. Moving on to Ori and the Blind Forest, there is no way to describe this game other than beautiful. This discount isn't as big, and I was really doubting whether or not to put this on this highlight list, but Ori and the Blind Forest is just such a fantastic experience, such a beautiful title, with it even being one in a million of these various different puzzle platformers where you go around and move from ledge to ledge and spot to spot, and the very beauty of this title nearly pulled me in that I could not let go. And the gameplay obviously does not lag behind. So even with this being a puzzle platformer, one of the most saturated genres currently in the market, it still pulled out ahead of everything else with its beauty, its smooth gameplay, and griping story. Ori and the Blind Forest is only discounted 50%, but with a title that's already at 20 euros or a regional equivalent without a discount at under 10 euros now, this might just actually be something worth your while to pick up on the side. Moving swiftly on, we come to Prison Architect. Now, I've mentioned Prison Architect in the past several times, and it is a fantastic simulation title where you run a prison. You build a prison tile, import prisoners, set regimes, set schedules, and suppress riots if they occur. There is a lot of detail in this simulation, and a lot of effort and work put into this game over several years. It spent about 3 years in early access, it's been released for a while, had a bunch of updates after release, and the developers are even now still updated on occasion, several years down the line. It's a well-supported game with a solid mod community out there, and a great set of gameplay mechanics and simulation depth. At 75% discounted, this is a game worth picking up. There is no rhyme or reason not to. If you enjoy simulation games, if you enjoy running a prison, if you enjoy doing this sort of gameplay, and if you can find the patience to build this prison step by step, then Prison Architect is going to be your jam for endless amounts of hours, as I know it was for me. And at 75% discounted from its retail price down to 6.99 euros or a regional equivalent, there really isn't a reason to leave it hanging. Then we come to Tomb Raider. Now you might be wondering, what the hell, Tomb Raider? This is the original Tomb Raider released from 2013 after the reboot. And while I wouldn't recommend buying the newer Tomb Raider title at current discount, which isn't that high even though it's a good game, the 2013 release of Tomb Raider is also a fantastic title and offers a 75% discount down to 5 euros or your regional equivalent. That said, you can also get the Tomb Raider Game of the Year edition for 1 euro more, which has a tremendous amount of extras here and there, including some map packs and some skins and some other stuff here and there. There's nothing really special or specific that you want from this pack, but only $1 more, really also no reason to leave it lying about. Tomb Raider is obviously a venerated franchise and has existed for longer than I have been alive. With Lara Croft as a story, it's an action game in through and through, an adventure title, a platformer in some cases and a puzzler in others. It allows for dynamic combat, interesting encounters, and allows you to go around and experience being Lara Croft in a truly excellent set of storytelling in a unique world. I truly enjoy this title, truly enjoy this series, and with some minor flaws it has, as an excellent action adventure, you could sit back, enjoy, and dive into some adrenaline. Then we come to Dishonored, and yes, Dishonored 2 is out and available, but that discount isn't that great for a full retail price of about 30 even with a discount, but thankfully, there is still the older sibling, the original, the first venerable coming of the game, with Dishonored 1 standing at €2.50 with a 75% discount. There is really no reason not to recommend this action RPG. This action title set in a steampunk-esque universe in this pseudo-Victorian era where you use your magical powers of, well, magic and shadow and death, taking down your enemies with a full chaos run where you kill, and maim, or a stealthier approach, allowing diverse methods of creating and finishing missions with side objectives and different alternative pathways to nearly everywhere. It's an excellent set of diverse storytelling and an excellent set of combat mechanics that create a uniquely amazing experience. Dishonored is well worth your time and effort, and at this price there's really no reason not to. Then we come down to something somewhat more depressing. Now, I've mentioned this war of mine on previous episodes of this series, and I still stand by those very same words. This war of mine is worth it at full retail price. It's a depressing, moody experience where you want to curl up and cry in a corner because it is war and it is not fun. But at an 80% discount, suddenly things perk up because you are a bunch of survivors in this war of mine and you have to survive. You do so by, well, pillaging, plundering, stealing, lying, and salvaging where you can, and hopefully not getting shot, poisoned, starved, or beaten to death in the meantime. An excellent set of world building, an excellent set of gameplay mechanics that keep you at the edge of your seat during the entire gameplay experience, and also make you think a little bit more about what war really means. At retail price of about €20, this game is already worth your time and money, but at an 80% discount, bring it down to under €4, there is really no reason not to check out this war of mine. Then we come to the last title, and I just want to give this game a quick mention. I've mentioned this before and I'll probably mention it again. Transistor is absolutely fantastic. The soundtrack alone is worth the time and money to buy this game, and I would really strongly suggest you actually do exactly that. If you're buying Transistor, buy it with the soundtrack version for a few euros more than you would without one, because even with that price it is still extremely cheap and the music alone is worth it. The game on top of that is also absolutely fantastic. A beautifully crafted 2D world with a unique time-based combat mechanic, an abstract story that keeps you at the edge of your seat and progresses further and further, set in this fantastic world. There is really no other way to describe Transistor than an action RPG, but calling it an RPG just doesn't seem to penetrate well enough. It's a story, it's an experience, it's an art piece, but above all, it's fantastic and off for 85% and well worth your time. Then we come to the last game of this list I wanted to highlight, and that game is called Banished. If you enjoy sim games like I do, Banished is a little bit of fresh air. A small scale sim game where you build a small village and hopefully survive with a few dozen inhabitants. And you might grow that village to 100 inhabitants, maybe 120, maybe 200 inhabitants eventually. But growing too fast means you run out of food and starve. Growing too slow might mean you might not have enough people that are old enough to generate kids, and they might just die out from old age. Maybe a hurricane will fly through, devastate your fields. Maybe something else will happen. This game does not shy away from killing your people. This game does not shy away from giving you a challenge. And this game is all about precision controls on what your people need, step by step by step. An excellent sim experience, an excellent indie title in its own right. It is detailed, it allows you fine-tuned control over what happens where, and the difficulty curve is such that you will truly feel challenged while progressing through this title. Which brings us to the end of the list. I hope you found some of these titles to your liking. There are links and timestamps down in the description below for your enjoyment if you want to check them out on the current Steam sale. All of these titles are well worth your time and effort if you find the genres and the kind of games they are enjoyable. So always keep your eyes out on the highlighted deals. Check out Reddit, there are several subreddits that break down the various games and sales that are currently available and compare them to different other websites if you want to get the best possible deal for your enjoyment. In the meantime, here are some titles that I enjoyed personally, sometimes I think are great and that are well worth your money, and I hope you enjoyed them. If you found this video useful, press that like button. If you want to see more content like this in the future with various different sales, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support us what we're doing here on GuyLogicGaming, check us out on Patreon. There's a link in the description below. So I wish you a good day, and until next time, right here on GuyLogicGaming.